Okay, hold on. Okay, so right now I'm just going to keep all my videos that I'm making, I'm going to keep them strictly on Tumblr for right now until I decide I'm probably going to make a new YouTube. But I'm making this video because it's something I really wanted to make for like a while, and I just like haven't gotten to it for some reason, and today I'm just like crazy bored and seemed like today would be a good day. Because I cannot count the amount of times I've been asked this question when either I bring it up or I've been asked about it or they just know about whatever, about why I stayed in my abusive relationship. I usually don't tell people, I'm just kind of like, hey, it's something you have to be in that situation to truly understand, and that's completely true. You know, it's not like I was lying to them, it's completely true. You have to be in that situation to completely understand everything that goes on in it. But anyways, so this is me answering the question based off my experience with my abusive relationship, and based on, you know, other relationships I've kind of observed and all that kind of stuff, about why women stay in abusive relationships. When my abusive relationship started, I was only 16 years old, and it continued until I was, you know, in the middle of being 17. And there's all different kind of factors that go along in each different relationship, in each different situation. They're all different, none of them are completely the same. But usually the same factors are involved, and that's fear. The main one is fear. And I know a lot of people are thinking, well, most women say they stay in an abusive relationship because they love them. Well, yeah, you love them. But it's a lot easier, and it seems like a more valid answer for them to say that than to be like, it's because I'm scared. Because for me, I didn't really realize that I was necessarily scared until afterwards I got out of it and was like, wow, I kind of was. You know, it's kind of totally manipulated and you don't really realize it. There's two different kinds of fear. The first one is usually fear of being alone. And what I mean by that is the abuser, the whole point of them doing what they do is power and control. And they manipulate you into thinking basically that you're a piece of crap. They make you think that no one else is going to love you, that what, you know, you guys have is love. That no one, if you leave them, no one's going to want to put up with your shit, you're going to be alone, and all this kind of stuff. And the more you hear this, the more they manipulate you into thinking it, your mind starts believing it. So then you get that thought, like, oh, if I do leave, like, what if he's what if he's right, like, what if I'm going to be alone, what if no one will love me? So that's kind of the first kind of fear. And the second one is, like, legitimate, like, scared fear, which is usually when things have gotten more violent and physical and all that kind of stuff in the relationship, and that's usually when they either threaten you, they threaten to harm you, a loved one, a family member, maybe if you have kids with them, to threaten to take away your kids, and even harm themselves, as a way to kind of convince you to stay, because you don't want anything bad to happen. For me, there was never any, like, legit, like, if you leave, you know, I will harm you, if you leave, I will harm myself, but it was just kind of one of those things I wouldn't have put past him at all. Things with us had gotten really, really violent and just really bad and mean, and I was really scared that he was, you know, gonna do something to me, even though he hadn't full on, you know, went out and threatened me. And when we first started dating, he had also admitted that he had suicidal tendencies, so that was kind of another thing, because he was always like, well, without you, I don't know what I would do, you saved my life, da 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 da. Again, the manipulation thing. So with a combination of both of those things, I was too scared to leave. I was too scared to tell anyone, and, you know, that's honestly why I stayed. And then, yeah, because I did love him. And another thing that goes along with this is women think when you're in that relationship that you can change them, that they can change and become like they were when you first started dating them. Because when you first started dating them, they play this nice guy card, they play like this sweet and innocent, you know, great guy. And that's kind of how they trap you, and that's how they manipulate you into staying. And then the cycle of abuse starts. And that's just how they are. That's not who they really are. It's just like a show they put on for you so that you'll stay. A lot of the times you can be like, oh, well, you need to change, da 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 da, and as a desperate attempt to try and convince you that they can, they might act like they've changed for a couple days, weeks at a time, but they will go back to their old ways, guaranteed, and a lot of the time it's worse. With time, as it goes on, nothing gets better, nothing stays the same, it all progresses and gets worse. It gets more violent, it gets more controlling, and it just, you know, again, gets worse. Which is why, if anyone watching this, if you are in an abusive relationship, you need to get out. But before you decide you want to get out, you need to tell someone. you need to have a support system to back you up. That is the one thing I stress the most, is you need to have a support system. Without a couple close friends and my mom, I don't know what, I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. If you feel like you don't have any, like say you don't have any friends or family because that person has kind of isolated you, you can always go to the police. Say if you're in school, you go to college, tell a teacher, staff member, professor, any of that kind of stuff. You have to tell someone that you do trust. I mean, regardless of anything, you should get the police involved. Sorry, my hair is like... Anyways, you just need a good support system before you try to get out on your own. I will make another video, actually, because it's another thing I want to talk about, is how to get out of abusive relationships and all that kind of stuff. If you know someone that is in an abusive relationship, you cannot force them to get out. It's something that they have to want to do on their own. You can't force them. You can't be like, say if you're a friend, like if you talk to them anymore, I'm not gonna talk to you, I'm gonna leave you, da-da-da. You can't do that, because if anything, that's pushing them closer to the abuser. Because they'll feel like, hey, if they really do leave, then they will really have no one. It just kind of goes along with the first thing I said. You just have to be there to support. They have to want to leave. Regardless of the decisions they make, you have to be there for them, regardless. You have to let them know that you will be there for them. You have to just be there to support them, so when they do want to leave, that you'll be there and you will help them through it. And that's just really important. Yeah, I think that's about it of me rambling on. So, that's that. Thank you for anyone watching this, since this is just going on Tumblr. Anyone watching this, thank you so much. I love you. I'll make more videos if you have any requests. If you actually do watch my videos, tell me. You can message me anon or not, doesn't matter. You can comment on this, whatever. And we'll get to that. But